Hello and welcome to this Excel tips video. I am Sumit Bansal, and in this video I am going to show you how to unlock specific cells in Excel. So I would show you how you can select a few cells and make sure that these cells can still be changed while the entire worksheet is protected. I would also show you how to use controls such as a scroll bar or a drop-down list or a checkbox in a protected worksheet. So even when you have a dashboard or an interactive report, you can protect it while still having these controls work. And finally, I would show you how to select some cells based on the value in it or the color in it and make sure that these are unlocked while the entire worksheet is protected. So let's get started.
Here I have the recruitment data where I have the name of the candidate, their area of expertise, the people who are interviewing them, and their current status. Now what I want to do is have this entire sheet protected, but only have these cells unlocked so that if any HR person wants to update the status, then they can do that, but they're still not able to change any of this data set. Now, before I show you how to unlock specific cells in Excel, let me quickly show you how it works and the logic behind it. Now, by default, all the cells in Excel are locked, which means that there is a property called locked and that property is enabled, but you're still able to edit these cells because for a cell to be truly protected in such a way that you're not able to edit it, you need to have two properties enabled. The first one is the lock property, which is enabled by default, and the second one is the protect property. Now, because all the cells are already logged, all you have to do is to protect this entire sheet. You go to the review tab here and click on protect sheet. This opens this protect sheet dialog box, and here you can put a password if you want. I'll not do that, and click OK. And when you do that, all these cells are now logged in such a way that you cannot edit it because the logged and protect, both of these properties are enabled. So if I come here, I'll not be able to change this. It shows me this prompt. I'll go back and unprotect this sheet. Now, if you want these specific cells to be unlocked, then you have to protect this entire sheet, but make sure that the lock property for these is disabled. So here I would select these cells. I would right click, go to this option called format cells. And in the format cells dialog box, in the protection tab, I have the logged property, and you can see the logged property is already enabled. I would uncheck this and click OK. Now, in this entire sheet as of now, only these are the cells which have the lock property disabled, and for every other cell it is enabled. So now if I go to the protect sheet here in the review tab and I protect this, see what happens. When I come to this cell, it is locked, but when I come to these cells here, it is not locked. So I can come here and I can change this. For example, I can come here and I can change this to rejected. So this is how you can unlock specific cells by making sure that their lock property is disabled so that when you protect this entire worksheet, it would still be editable. When you're creating interactive reports or dashboards, you would have interactive controls such as a scroll bar or a checkbox or a drop down. And you may want these interactive controls to work while the entire dashboard is still locked. So for example, in this case, here I have these options, these interactive controls, and you can see the scroll bar here works because it's linked to this cell. The checkbox works here, and I have a drop down, and it also works as of now. And if I have an interactive report or a dashboard, I would want to lock everything in that report, but still have these controls work. But see what happens when I protect this entire sheet. I go to the review tab, click on protect sheet, and I click OK. And now if I come here and I try and use this scroll bar, it is not allowing me to do that. Similarly, if I come and I use this checkbox, it will not allow me to do that. And same goes with the drop down as well. So to make these interactive controls work, again, you have to unlock those specific cells that are linked to these interactive controls. So in this case, let me unprotect this sheet. This scroll bar here is linked to cell A1. So when I change the scroll bar, it changes, the value in cell A1 changes. Similarly, this checkbox is linked to cell A7 and the drop down obviously is in cell C10. So what I want to do is I want to specifically unlock these cells so that their value can change. So the next time when your entire worksheet is protected, you would still be able to use these interactive controls. So here again, I would select these three, right click on any of these and click on format cells, or you can use the keyboard shortcut Control 1. And here in the protection tab, you have the logged property enabled. You uncheck the logged property, click OK. And now when you go to the protect sheet and protect this entire sheet, all the other cells are locked. So if I try and edit anything, it would be locked, but I would still be able to use the scroll bar or the checkbox or this drop down. So this is how you can keep specific cells that are linked to interactive controls unlocked while the entire report on the dashboard is still locked. And finally, let me show you how to unlock specific cells based on the value in it or the formatting, the color in it. Now in this case, again, I have the same data, and because let's say these hires, so the people who have been hired or the people who have been rejected, I don't want these to be changed. I only want the cells that have the value in progress to be changed, so that if someone opens this file, they are able to update the status for in progress cells only. And to do that, I would somehow have to quickly select only these cells based on their value and then unlock these, just like I did for the interactive controls or the entire data set. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly find out all those cells that have the value in progress in it. So I would quickly select this entire data set. I would hold the control key and press the H key. This opens the find and replace dialog box. You get the same thing if you go to the home tab, and here in find and select you go to replace. And in this case, in find what, I would type in progress and I would click on find all. And when I do that, it gives me this list of cells that have the value, and I would hold the control key and press the A key so that it selects all these cells and close this dialog box. Now, as of now, if I have a huge data set, this process would allow me to select specific cells that have a specific value in it. And now I have these selected. I would simply right click on any of these, go to the format cells, and here make sure that the protection tab, the locked property, is unchecked and click OK. Now I can simply go to the review tab, protect this entire sheet, and I would have all these cells logged. You can see if I try and edit these, I'm not able to do that, but in progress is still unlocked. So based on cell value, I have been able to select and unlock these specific cells. And you can do the same thing with color. So here I have these cells here, and let's say I just want to make sure that these cells that are colored are the ones that are unlocked and every other cell is locked. So again, I would use the find and replace dialog box. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those cells based on their cell color. So I would hold the control key and press the H key, or you can go to the home tab and find and replace. And in this case, let me remove this. And in find and replace, I would click on the options box here, and it allows me to find cells based on the formatting. So here you can see I have the format button. If I click on this drop down here, it allows me to choose format from a cell. So I can see that I have this pen icon with a plus icon, and if I select any cell, it is going to take that cell's formatting and would then be able to find all the cells that have the same formatting. So in this case, if I click on find all, it instantly finds these 4 cells based on the color. I press Control A, it would select all these cells. And again, I would right click, go to format cells. And here I would make sure that this is unchecked, click OK. And now I can come back and I can protect this entire sheet and see what happens. This is locked. These cells are locked here. But if I go to any cell which is colored, then I would be able to edit this. So in case someone else has worked on your worksheet and they have certain cells or rows that are colored, then you can quickly make sure that everything else is locked, but those specific cells that have a specific color or a value are unlocked. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Also, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you never miss out on any new Excel tips video I come up with. Thank you and have a nice day.